speed race. CB speed race. Hop in the range. Take off into space.
Hey guys, it's cbgray coming to you guys live at another Destiny video. How are you guys doing today? So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Infusion because now that we're a week into Shadowkeep, I think Infusion is going to be a lot more relevant. I think last week the biggest thing to prioritize was saving your materials unless you were going to go into the raid, but now that we are a week in, I think now is going to be a great time to start Infusion, so let's go ahead and talk about it. So I hope this is helpful. If it is, hit the like button. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe because we are getting so close to 50k, so let's go ahead and do this. So to infuse your weapons and armor pieces in Shadowkeep, it is a little bit different than it was in the past, and so now you're going to be using an item called an upgrade module. So this is something that's pretty new, so we're going to go ahead and talk about it, but before we do, I just want to talk about a small little hacky way to infuse that's always existed that does allow you to not use an upgrade module, and essentially what you do is just upgrade the exact same piece of gear or upgrade the exact same weapon piece, and when you do that you only have to pay 1k glimmer, so that's just something to keep in the back of your head if you ever are infusing the same piece of gear. It is kind of helpful. So now let's talk about how to get upgrade modules. So we're going to talk about the first two that are kind of easier to explain, and then we're going to talk about the one that's kind of going to be the most common one that you're going to be grabbing. So the first one's going to be from doing gunsmith weekly bounties. So these will grant you an upgrade module, and these are nice because you need to do 8 gunsmith bounties anyways to get a powerful reward each week. So I recommend that you're doing your gunsmith bounties regardless, so as you're doing these you'll get an upgrade module. Not too much to say on this first one. Second one to say is that the season packages, you're going to be getting upgrade modules from ranks 1 to 10. You can get 3 on rank ups 1, 4, and 8, and from 11 to 30 you can get 2 on rank ups 11, 16, 19, 22, and 27. So once again, not too much to say on the season package ones. These are ones that are just going to be handy as you're playing the game. You're going to be getting some along the way, so not enough, but you're going to be getting some. So just another thing to keep in the back of your head, so make sure you're checking your packages and pick those up as you're earning them. Last but not least, we have buying these materials directly from Banshee. If you notice in his inventory, there will be 2 different options to buy upgrade modules, and the difference is just going to be the type of planetary material that he asked for. So this will rotate, so just make sure to have different planetary materials handy, and I'll talk about how to get planetary materials in just a second. So let's go over first what you're going to need to be able to buy these from Banshee. So you're going to need enhancement cores, you're going to need legendary shards, you're going to need planetary materials, and you're going to need glimmer. So I just want to talk about how to get all 4 of these just so that you know, and just so that you're able to buy as many of these upgrade modules as possible, so that you're able to infuse the gear that you want to use so that you can have the most fun in the game that you want to have. So let's get started on enhancement cores. So the first and easiest way is just going to be, as you're playing the game, you're going to be getting season pass rank ups, and as you do, sometimes you're going to be able to pick up enhancement cores. So this is something that's really cool. Now once again, going back to the gunsmith bounties, as you're doing gunsmith bounties, you're also going to be able to pick up enhancement cores. So this is also nice because gunsmith bounties do lead to a powerful reward, so as you're leveling up your gear, you're also going to be getting enhancement cores. So another nice way to tie the two together. The next thing is going to be that you have a chance of getting enhancement cores from vendors as you are buying, or not buying, but let's just say turning in your materials, or whether you're turning in planetary materials. You can get masterworked weapons and armors to drop out of these packages, which is nice because then that means that you can dismantle these and then you have more cores to essentially use for upgrade modules. Next thing is going to the Tangled Shore and turning our attention to the spider. The spider bounties also will give you enhancement cores, so these are nice because not only will they give you enhancement cores, but we'll talk about it a little later, they're also very rewarding in the amount of glimmer that they'll give you. So lastly, the spider also will sell these, but one thing to note is that they're gonna get more expensive as you buy each core, so this isn't always the best way because this can lead to you depleting yourself of your other resources. So I would recommend only buying the first couple and then letting it reset so that it's not super expensive per core. It's just something to keep in the back of your head. Next thing for us to note is legendary shards. That's the second thing that you're going to need to be able to buy these, and so you're going to be able to get these pretty easily just from playing the game, in my opinion. As you're getting guns and as you're getting armor that you don't want, just make sure you're dismantling everything. Don't let things disappear in your postmaster. Make sure that you go in, turn in everything, because these are going to lead to legendary shards, and you're going to be able to use these to buy more upgrade modules. The next thing you can do is turning in planetary materials, tokens, gunsmith materials. All these things will give you weapons and armors out of these packages, and then once again you can turn these in and just dismantle them for shards. Now lastly, you can also once again buy these from the spiders, excuse me, not the spiders, there's only one spider. You can buy it from the spider, and sometimes it's for a decently fair price, so just check in with the spider, and if you need legendary shards, this is another place that you can go to buy them. Another thing that people don't always think about is checking your shaders, because some of these actually can dismantle into legendary shards. So yes, I'm talking about all of you people that farmed Escalation Protocol for days and days on end. If you turn in those shaders, you'll actually get a shard for every single one that you dismantle, and a lot of other shaders are also like this. So check your shaders, and you may also be able to replenish yourself on legendary shards just from shaders that you don't even use. So another thing to definitely check on your inventory, just see if you have those. Next, we're going to transition into planetary materials. So we'll talk about the boring ways to get them first, then we'll talk about the easiest way after. So the first way is just going to be farming them the old-fashioned way. That's going to be throwing on a ghost where you can track either the chest or the materials and just farm for days and grab as many materials as possible. Sometimes this is okay, but it's not always the most fun. Checking for the spider is going to be your best bet. He can sell any of the planetary materials, so I would just check with him every reset because he'll refresh his inventory, and I would buy materials from him. If you are in a rush and the spider isn't selling the material that you need, and also you don't want to farm on the planets the old-fashioned way, what you can do is pick up the planetary vendor bounties, and these will give you 10 per bounty that you do, and you can get 3 a day. So you can get 30 of a material and have enough to purchase an upgrade module. If you just need a couple, this is another viable way of making this happen. Another thing to note is that as you're leveling up your season pass, there are some packages along the way that do give you a variety of planetary materials, so just keep that in mind too, because that can also be handy. So transitioning from planetary materials, lastly we have Glimmer, and so there are a decent amount of ways you can buy Glimmer, but we'll just talk about some that I usually use. The first one is the easiest one, buying from the spider. A lot of times he has really great deals on Glimmer, and you can max yourself back out on Glimmer very quickly. The next thing I would turn your attention to is your artifact, because there are some great perks that will allow you to get Glimmer when killing certain enemies, so check out those. The next thing is going to be some ghosts also have a perk that will increase Glimmer as you either are looting different chests or grabbing different resources, so check your ghosts. The next things that you can do is Glimmer rewards are plentiful through the season pass journey, so just play the game, and as you play the game you'll get more Glimmer just from the season pass. The next thing is going to be check shaders again, because just like I said, they can dismantle for legendary shards, they can also dismantle for Glimmer, so check and just see what you see. Next thing is going to be check unwanted ships and sparrows. Just like my previous video where I talked about Zavala's authority being able to dismantle for Glimmer, there's a lot of other ships and sparrows that also can dismantle for Glimmer, so if you have anything sitting in your inventory, I would highly recommend just dismantle it so you can get a nice chunk of Glimmer. Another big thing, and this is one that I think is very popular this season, is to do spider bounties, because they give so much Glimmer now. The normal wanted bounties will give 7,500 Glimmer, and then the old powerful spider bounty will give 15k Glimmer when you finish it. And then lastly, dismantling blue armor will give you Glimmer. Unlike the purple gear that will give you legendary shards, the blue will give you Glimmer. So I really hope this was helpful. I'm sure that there's been some other cool ways that you guys have figured out on how to make Infusion easier for yourselves, and I would love to hear those in the comment box below, so let me know how Infusion's been going for you in Shadowkeep, and any tips and tricks that you guys have done along the way to make your lives easier. I would love to hear it, and I hope that this was able to help you get the powerful gear that you need. So with that, I'm gonna talk to you guys on the next Destiny video. Thanks, I love you guys.
My Fusion's equipped, they shot to the lip. Take out the coin, then I flip. Pull out the thorn, then it's ripped. Dragon tattooed on my hip, invading like my name is Zim. Dunking these moves like a rim. Yes, I am harder than Shin, making you pay for your sins. The drift of the 9, yeah, I'm rolling with them.
I'm not fine, I feel incredible. No, I'm not regular. Stand on a pedestal, joke is wild when he's off of his medicine. For my squad, I go hard like an animal. Buy guns, got your head on the reticle, no trust. You need to go level a man down, but no, I'm not giving up. I think that I said enough.